Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and this is a bounce back game for real. We coming off our first loss of the season, going into the playoffs pretty soon. We got a few games left, but this time we're going up against the Colts, who are second in their division, right behind the Titans. So it's gonna be a tough game. He has a pretty good scheme here. Has Andrew Luck at quarterback. I think this team actually had the #1 pick in the draft and chose Andrew Luck, and there he is early in the game doing Andrew Luck things. I mean, Andrew Luck throws a lot of interceptions in real life. I don't know why though. I mean, like, it seems like he's smart enough and he's accurate enough to like not throw as many interceptions, but I guess he's just a risk taker, so he throws a lot of interceptions. So early in this game, man, I want to get the running game going. I honestly want to do two things in this game. Get the ball to Demaryius Thomas. I need to use my best players in this game, and also I need to just get after Andrew Luck right here. As you can see there, getting after Quan Alexander and Shane Ray both get to him. So early in this game we have a 3-0 lead after the interception by Quan Alexander. Here, Isaiah McKenzie's getting around the edge there, getting to at least the 50-yard line. So here on a 2nd and 12, Trevor Siemian needs to bounce back. Remember, he had 6 picks in the last game. I've never thrown that many picks in a game, I mean, in a long time. So here Trevor Siemian is finding his open receiver, Demaryius Thomas. Like I said, need to get him involved this game. And here once again on a 2nd and 6, throwing deep, but that one gets batted down by the safety. So here we are on 3rd and 6 here, almost in the red zone at the 34-yard line. We're barely in field goal range, but he overthrows his man. Trevor Siemian, I need to start upping his medium accuracy, because there are a lot of throws, a lot of them throwing on the run and throwing medium, so not over 40 yards, but throwing between that like 20 and 40 yard difference. I mean, he can't make some of these throws. Like that one was like a first down easy, but he just overthrew the guy. So here Andrew Luck getting the ball back. That was a fumble. He didn't even attempt to throw that. Look at this again. He didn't even attempt to throw it. He fumbled it, and he luckily gets the ball. Gets to keep the ball still in field goal range. So he has the ball, 2nd and 10 on the 28-yard line. Andrew Luck finding his out route there. Amari Cooper, that's number 8 there. I think he was number 8 in college. That's why he's that number now. But another 2nd and 8 here on the 10-yard line. Throws another screen to who else but Amari Cooper. He gets in for the touchdown. So our lead, we get 2 field goals. We need to start scoring these touchdowns, man, instead of settling for these field goals. But at least I have Isaiah Crowell making something out of nothing there. And here on the next play, giving the ball to D'Angelo Henderson, subbing that speed back in for us. And he gets a good 10-yard gain after the juke on the safety there. And this game was kind of laggy. I mean, I gotta admit, it was kind of laggy, but here I'm taking advantage of Isaiah McKenzie's speed. I'm telling you, he gets involved every game. It may not be 10 catches a game, but when he gets the ball, he shows that explosiveness. And there is Quan Alexander. He doesn't just play in coverage, he also gets in for the sack there. So here we get the ball back on a 3rd and 7, and this time Trevor Siemian is accurate, so we get into field goal range here in another 3rd and 7, dropping back to pass, finding our man Demaryius Thomas, man. And you know what, Demaryius Thomas is kind of older, but he's actually gotten a lot of XP this season. He's only a quick development. I'm surprised he's not superstar trait, but he's quick development trait. But they do stop us there, so we take the 16-7 lead, and Chris Harris gives up a big play. That play was all his. I did not switch to him on that one, because I assumed that was going to be a pick. And there we are once again, Tamba Ali getting in for the sack there. So on a 3rd and 19 with 8 seconds left in the half, all we have to do is just stop him from getting to field goal range. And look what happens. We had the purple zone out there and everything, and he still finds the out route past the first down there, so he gets a field goal. So we go into half with a 16-10 lead. We do get the ball to start the half. Remember, we started out with a turnover to start the game, so we scored 6 early. So here we are rolling out to the left, avoiding a hit with Trevor Siemian, because remember last game he got hit pretty nice and he fumbled the ball. So here on a 3rd and 10, dropping back to pass, finding our man Demaryius Thomas over the middle there. So on a 2nd and 3 on the 35-yard line, giving the ball to Crowell. Crowell is such a big back. He breaks a lot of tackles, running up the middle. I like those inside zones with him just because he can break it outside. He has pretty good speed, 89 speed. He can truck. I believe his truck is 85. His juke is like 89. So he can basically do it all. But here on a 4th and 1, we sub in D'Angelo Henderson to try to get some speed there. But he gets stopped here on the 8-yard line. So he gets the ball back, giving the ball to his receiver on the screen. And that one's going to be for a good 15-yard gain. And here on a 3rd and 1, he runs a play action. What a great blitz pickup from the halfback there on the play action. He picks my guy up, finds his guy over the middle of the field. So on a 2nd and 4, he has it past the midfield line, and he throws one deep. Chris Harris Jr. gets burnt once again. He's been giving up big plays in this game. It's very uncharacteristic of him. But here Andrew Luck is rolling out to the left, finding his guy thrown on the run for the touchdown. So he takes the 1-point lead here in the 4th quarter, but we do get the ball back. We have enough time to drive down the field. It's 6 minutes left in this game, so we find our guy Demaryius Thomas once again over the middle. I'm telling you, I just need to learn to use him more, because here we are finding Gerald Everett. Here Trevor Siemian's making some pretty accurate throws. Something that, man, I'm telling you, sometimes he's so accurate, sometimes he's just like, what are you doing? But we give the ball to Isaiah Crowell on an inside zone, so we have to go for 2 here to make it a 7-point lead. Rolling out to the left, Trevor Siemian finds Isaiah McKenzie. He catches it but then gets hit, so he drops the ball. So now that 7-point lead is now just a 5-point lead. We could have potentially just not worried about anything, and now he has to score, because if he scores, he takes the lead. So, and if he goes for 2, he gets the 3-point lead. So now we are trying to stop them, and they're driving on 3rd and 8. That was man coverage. Chris Harris Jr. gets beat once again. I'm telling you, a very off game from him. Andrew Luck scrambles a little bit. I thought he was going to scramble on that one. He finds his receiver over the middle. So on a 1st and 10 with under 3 minutes left, he's got all day to throw the ball. Throws a nice touch pass to Amari Cooper. So he's in field goal range here, but he needs to score the touchdown here. So Andrew Luck rolling out to the left, finding his guy in the flat, taking a big hit, and now he's on the goal line, but he has about a minute left to score. He leaves a minute and 7 left for me to get the ball back, so he has to go for 2, remember, to make it a 3-point lead, and he gets an easy handoff up the middle, untouched for the 2-point conversion. So we have a minute left to get down the field here, get into field goal range. Trevor Siemian stepping up in the pocket, throws an absolute dime there to Carlos Henderson on the deep post there. So on a 1st and 10, we're on the other side of the 50 now, finding Isaiah Crowell in the flat. Usually I have D'Angelo Henderson in on these passing downs, but we do get him the ball there, Crowell in the flat. So once again, finding our receiver on a slant, getting closer in the field goal range, and he tries to ice us. We have that camera view, but we're in a dome, so there's no wind. So we go to overtime, our first overtime game of this season, 25-25. Amari Cooper fields the kick return to making it to the 27-yard line. So Andrew Luck on the first play, going deep, trying Justin Simmons there, and Justin Simmons makes a nice play, deflecting the ball there. But on a 2nd and 10, another play action, trying to find his receiver over the middle, and Quan Alexander has been all over the field. 2 picks, 1.5 sacks, 3 tackles. He's been a monster this game, so we get the ball back on the 43-yard line here, finding Gerald Everett for a nice 10-yard gain, and on the 2nd and 12, trying to find a receiver over the middle, and his guy drops a pick. But look at this illegal contact that Madden won't call this. But look at that. He bumps him out of his route. and man, that won't be called, but it's just funny to see that in the game. I mean, they don't call it, but oh well. But on a 3rd and 12, finding Isaiah McKenzie over the middle there, so we're in field goal range, and that's going to do it. We're going to take that game on a late interception by Quan Alexander. User pick. We take the lead. We win the game. What a great game that was from start to finish. I was getting a little nervous, man, because a lot of these recent games of mine have been real close, but we get the job done, man. Siemian makes up for his last game, 6 picks, but hit subscribe, hit that like button. We'll be back right before the playoffs.